Let's see if YouTube goes here. Hey, YouTube. All right. Instagram. Hey, everyone on Instagram. Hey, everyone on Facebook. And again, hello to everyone on YouTube. I hope everyone is having a great weekend. It was a really fun, I shouldn't say like crazy fun, but it was a nice, productive holiday weekend for me. Got a lot of electrical done, namely out here on the patio. The fans work and the lights work, and changed some wiring in the house, and everything's happy. So got a lot of electrical done on the limo as well. So hopefully everyone had a nice, safe holiday weekend. No DUIs. Everyone has 10 fingers, 10 toes still. And Terry got that chair in reverse. So let's hope. One of the fun things over the weekend was being that I'm in the music business and the music instrument business, and that's kind of what I've been doing for a long time. It was really cool to watch the clips from the Black Sabbath final show event and to see Ozzy and Tony and Geezer and all the guys out there doing all of the classic songs, and then having, other stars come out and play those with them. It was super, super cool. And all of the respect that the younger guys have for Ozzy and the rest of the guys is really, really amazing. Hey, D. So just a quick rundown. I didn't really get into Black Sabbath and Ozzy until after my Duran Duran Pet Shop Boys phase. And yes, and I can still recite West End Girls front to back. Sometimes you're better off dead. There's a gun in your hands pointing at your head. But, anyway, once I transitioned from that pop, the style pop, to rock, and then got more versed in rock, and then heavy metal, and then thrash metal, and then all the genres out from there. It was easy to see that Ozzy had become this icon in that section of the music world. He's an epitomal frontman. There's solid argument to put him on the Mount Rushmore of frontmen in rock music. I mean, yeah, Mick Jagger, David Lee Roth, Ozzy, and Steven Tyler. Is anyone going to not go to that? So yeah, the frontman thing he had, and he's been doing it for 50 plus years, 5 decades, more than 5 decades, which is incredible. That's an incredible musical career. Some people have 2 weeks of musical career. So to have 50 plus years of, continually putting it out and doing all that stuff with Black Sabbath, and then all that, the solo work when he left Black Sabbath, got kicked out, whatever. It was amazing. And to have that longevity in the music world is amazing. Just thinking about now, from my standpoint, I've always watched the guitarists, and like I said, I didn't get into Ozzy until post Randy, so I got into Ozzy at the Jakey Lee era. But Shot in the Dark was probably my first foray. I know there's a bunch before that, but Shot in the Dark was probably when I figured out Ozzy and started looking at guitar players and stuff. And so that would be, and I believe, if I remember right, I went to Denver, I went to McNichols Arena, and I think it was on the Shot in the Dark tour, because I remember Jakey Lee playing guitar. So I think I went to that concert. Again, there's a little haze there, so I might have to go back and ask some people that I might have gone with. But seeing all this stuff and seeing some of the newer guitar players play with Ozzy and play with the rest of the band, and also do tributes to some of the Sabbath songs, some of the Ozzy songs, it was really, really cool. I've just seen little clips. I did not watch the live stream. I'm a huge Ozzy fan and Black Sabbath fan, but not that big where And I know that it all went to a huge charity. So yeah, I'm a bad person for not contributing to a charity, but it was also one of those I had a kabillion things to do. So sorry. Um, the guitars through the years have always been sort of uh, uh, kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain. If you have Ozzy, you need to have a guitar player, and the guitar players became stars with Ozzy. If they didn't play with Ozzy, I don't know where they would have ended up. So you have Tony Iommi, who he's missing part of his finger, and he still plays. I mean, he's still amazing. That during the Black Sabbath era, and then when Ozzy split and went solo, he had Randy Rhoads, and Randy Rhoads was absolutely phenomenal. Now it's kind of funny. Ozzy stole Randy from Quiet Riot. I don't know if you folks know that, but Randy was the guitar player in Quiet Riot before Carlos, and so Ozzy sort of poached him from Quiet Riot, which was very funny. And then Randy unfortunately died in a plane crash, a gravity storm, whatever you want to call it. And that was unfortunate because Randy was absolutely a fantastic player. He had all of the chops. He could have gone the full 50 years with Ozzy, or the next 40 years with Ozzy. So he definitely could have. That was an unfortunate loss. And what wasn't covered, and I didn't see this on the live stream, and I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it, but when Randy passed away, it was mid-tour, and Ozzy, I think it was his management that called up Brad Gillis and Jeff Watson from Night Ranger to finish the tour. So a lot of people don't know that Brad Gillis and Jeff Watson, the two guitar players from Night Ranger, actually finished the tour, that tour with Ozzy. And now Ozzy's stuck. He has a cool band, but he doesn't have a guitar player. He has all this material. So he goes out and does a big search, and he finds Jake E. Lee. And Jake E. Lee was awesome. He brought this, totally different energy than Randy. Bigger songwriting. I don't want to say bigger songwriting, but more showman songwriting, like about the show versus trying to be super technical and accurate and all that. Jake brought this. He brought like a totally different charisma, which was really cool. And Ozzy stopped playing for a while, and Jake sort of went off. He did his own thing. He did Badlands. He did some other stuff. He had a project called Red something. You guys will have to remind me. I'd have to go back and look at Jake. And then a couple of years ago, Jake got shot in a robbery. Holy shit. Okay. Came back, and Jake actually played at the event, and I don't remember which song or songs he did. I'd have to go back and look at that. But it was really cool to see Jake playing with Ozzy and the other guys too. And then Ozzy came back and started writing more material, needed another guitar player. It was a big surge. And I remember this because there were so many guesses as to who was going to be the guitar player for Zakk Wylde at the time, or for Ozzy. At the time, there were a kabillion awesome guitar players out there, and he could have literally thrown a rock in LA and hit just someone who would have fit. But he found Zakk Wylde, and Zakk was, I want to say Zakk was 21 or 22. And Zakk did not look like Zakk looks today. He looked like Randy. He was super skinny, long blonde hair, and played Les Paul and was, very guitar playery. And Zakk, I don't know what happened. Zakk, went to Ozzy's house and played a bunch of songs, and then went to the gym. And because Zakk is gigantic now, he's huge, and he has this huge beard, and he's got his other band, Black Label Society, and now he's playing with Pantera, which is pretty cool. It's like he became this, huge guy while playing with Ozzy, and that's what I mean. It's possible. Everyone's career kind of grows up like that. What's Liz saying? Zakk looked like a baby compared to today. Yeah, he did. He looked like if you took Zach today and you're like, okay, imagine his very first driver's license photo. That's what he looked like back then. He was like super skinny and very, very young. I don't know how young he was, but I'm sure he was barely in his 20s when he started playing with Ozzy. And that was a really good time because Zach had this huge charisma, this big hair, and he was also getting big. Ozzy's career was going a little more mainstream because he was getting more and more popular. The songs he was writing and songs he was singing that were written by someone else were definitely getting more and more popular, and he was getting more mainstream, but he was still bringing that heavy, that heavy metal look and heavy metal vibe to mainstream music. And it sort of started with Jakey Lee, but it really blossomed with Zach, and Zach had that look, and that's what people wanted. They want this, crazy vocalist, and they wanted this, outlandish guitar player, and it really worked well. It really, really worked well. And Zach maintained throughout Ozzy's recording career, which was great. So Ozzy did a really good job picking him out. And then the one thing that I noticed that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about, and I don't know. I know it was the biggest hit for her, but it might have been, I still think it's a top 5 hit. I didn't look this up, obviously. I think his song, Close My Eyes Forever with Lita Ford, his duet, I believe that was a top 5, Billboard top 5 song. And no one had brought that up yet. Now, obviously, Lita she played guitar on that song, but she didn't play guitar with Ozzy and anything else. But I thought it was really cool that Ozzy could do collaborations like that with Lita Ford. And as far as I know, that was really kind of the only one he did. He did another one. He did one with Infectious Grooves. I think he did a cameo with Infectious Grooves. You guys can double check me on that. But I think there was something with him and Sarsippius. You guys can out me on that. You can fact check me on it. But watching this event, and I know Ozzy has Parkinson's now, and it's pretty deeply onset. He obviously had this huge, elaborate, very ornate, bat-like chair that he sat in during the show. But you could also tell it was a wheelchair, so it was not on the ground. So it was rolling. But despite all that, we're not going to have Ozzy around for much longer. So we need to appreciate the stuff that he's done for us and done for music, done for guitar players. I mean, these guys, Randy and Jakey Lee and Zach and everyone else that's played with them, their careers have really been elevated by Ozzy. Ozzy had his reality show, which I always thought was kind of funny, because it's like, Ozzy doesn't know any better. Just let him curse. Just let him swear. Okay? If you don't, you're going to have a half-hour show of just beep, beep, and beep, and beep, and nobody wants to watch that. Just let him swear. We've all heard it before. Just let him do it. Give Ozzy a pass on that. And I still think today they should give Ozzy a pass on that. Zach was 20 when he got with Ozzy, and yeah, the duet with Lita Ford was stellar. So yeah, Zach was 20. Oh my God. Can you imagine being 20 years old and you get thrust on stage with one of the icons in rock? I mean, that's huge. But Zach hammered it out. He had no problem with it. He did great. And he's done great for himself. And I got fortunate enough. I had lunch with, accidentally, not on purpose, I accidentally had lunch with the guys from BLS. Not Zach, because he was doing an appearance somewhere, but the rest of the guys from BLS at a shitty little taco shop outside of Anaheim Convention Center during NAMM. And there weren't very many tables there, and it was just me and my friend. And I'm like, yeah, if you guys want, just pull up a chair. And so, sat there and had lunch with the BLS guys. They were great. They were really, really nice. Super, super cool guys. So yeah, I'm kind of sad to see, Black Sabbath sort of turn everything off, and I'm sad to see Ozzy turn his musical career off. But at the same time, I'm appreciative for everything that he's done for rock music, for music videos, for guitar players, namely guitar players. That's where my roots are at, or my roots. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's where my basis is at. So to see him elevate all these guitar players was really great, and to see the Nuno Betancourt, Scotty Ian, and all of these guys, they did. Um, uh, they did tributes to Black Sabbath and to Ozzy, because these guys are, they grew up fans of that. What's Dina saying? Zach got big from drinking Valhalla Java. Probably, yeah. He looks like a Viking now, right? Yeah, he definitely has that Viking. He's got this huge beard, and it's all he's all blonde, and then of course he's like WWE huge. Anyway, Zach super cool, Jake super cool, Randy was fantastic. Props to Brad and Jeff for literally. I think it was. I want to say it was the next day, or it was 2 days later. They flew in and did the show with Ozzy, and then finished off the tour. Those guys really got thrust into a really hardcore spot, and they did a great job. So props to those guys, and props to Lita. Lita did great with the Ozzy duet, and yeah, I need you guys to fact check me on the Infectious Grooves thing. I know Ozzy did a cameo. God, I want to say it was with Infectious Grooves. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up later. So, yeah, that was a bizarre show. Yeah. So that's it. I just wanted to say, thanks to Ozzy for an amazing career. Now go retire. Just go relax. Hang out with Sharon and the kids and the grandkids, and enjoy. Everything that you created from Black Sabbath. The last 50 plus years. Black Sabbath, and then as a solo artist, just relax, man. Watch other bands and artists come up, and see if you can pick out where they got the Ozzy influence from. It'll be there. I promise it'll be there. They'll see it. So yeah, like I said, I hope everyone is having an awesome day. It's a beautiful day here in Florida. I don't know if you can tell. It is absolutely gorgeous, sunny, and 86 degrees. Do you think I'm going to be in that pool later? You're right. I am going to be. It looks green on video, but it's actually blue. It's so weird. Anyway. Oh yeah, Liz found it. All right. Therapy from Infectious Grooves. I'm not crazy. I do remember that. I'm probably one of 8 people who had Infectious Grooves, not only on tape, but also on CD. So, yeah. And props to my buddy Tom for turning me on to Infectious Grooves. So, if you haven't checked out Infectious Grooves, you probably should. So, yep, I'm gonna sign off here. I will be in Kev's shop tonight, and I'm going to show you guys a cool wiring trick that I did for the rear license plate. By the way, still no sponsorship. I got some wiring stuff figured out, and I did something really cool with the rear license plate getting hidden and all that. Anyway, I'll be at Kev's shop tonight. You guys are welcome to join me. Probably a little early tonight, and you can go subscribe or just hang out and watch, whatever you like to do. I'd love to see you over there. And we get this limo running and driving. We're so damn close. So I will check you guys soon. Don't forget to show someone that you love them today. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Give them a kiss on the tip of their nose. Hold their hand. Give it a squeeze. It's really important for them, but it is far more important for you and you and you. All right. Thanks, everyone. I will catch you. Let's do another one tomorrow. Let's do a motivating Monday. All right. I'll see you guys. Thanks. Okay.